So you want to piss off a whole bunch of people, then don't agree with any of them and call them all fucking idiots. This'll be fun. The Hunt stars a whole bunch of people that you've seen before, but you don't know their names, with the exception of one, fighting for their lives battle royale style. And that's about it. Well, that and a healthy dose of political satire. This movie gained a good deal of notoriety last year due to its subject matter and its subsequent delay. Since then, there's been trash talk and screenings that were some say good, some say bad, people saying it's the worst movie ever, that it's deplorable and awful, many of which, from my understanding, haven't even seen the movie, but either way, people are saying a whole bunch of bad shit about this movie. And the filmmakers, it seems, wore this badge of notoriety with pride. I mean, it's even all over the poster. The poster has nothing but like negative things to say about the movie. I mean, like the movie or not, that's kind of funny. So what are these things that everybody's been saying that this movie is so terrible for? Is it just a poorly made movie, got bad acting, terrible story, or anything like that? No, that's not it. Is it like ultra violent and people find that offensive, and in this day and age, how dare you make such a violent movie? Maybe that might be a bit of it, but no, that's not the thing. Is it grotesquely pornographic and like nudity all over the place and just orgies left and right and just all kinds of stuff that we just can't let the youth see? No, not at all. So what is it about this movie that clearly a whole bunch of people just hate, that possibly haven't even seen it yet? What on this earth could possibly trigger so many people to having this type of reaction to a movie? Well, you probably already guessed it. The one thing out there that unites most of the world in getting pissed off about something. Motherfucking politics. This is not a political story. It's not even really a political movie in the traditional sense, but it does deal with politics quite a bit. Not really politics so much, more people's political views. The movie goes deep and hard on some stereotypical political views. And there honestly is a lot of stuff in this movie that will, and clearly has, pissed a lot of people off. However, what they're all missing, I really don't get how they're missing it, but I guess what they're all missing is that this is all satire. It's not meant to be taken serious. It's a view, it's a look at the world that we live in and blown into real big proportions and over the top. Are there people in this world that act like some of the characters in this movie? Yeah, sure there is. But not everybody does. I'd like to say at least most people don't. But that's what this movie's doing. It's taking those extremists and populating its world with only those extremists. The normal-minded people out there do not inhabit this world, like at all. This is a world that inhabits only those people with those extreme beliefs and kind of a little look and idea in a comedically ultra-violent, satirical way what could happen. And I'm not gonna lie, being a guy who really doesn't get offended by much, and my political views are, hey, they're fucking my own and nobody else's business, and I'm able to look at things and laugh at the world, I found this movie funny as fuck. Unfortunately, in the world that we live in now, in today's political climate, this type of movie just doesn't work. I mean, it should work, but the people out there, the people that are going to consume this entertainment, it just doesn't work for them. People as a whole are just really too fucking uptight nowadays for this kind of movie. This type of satirical movie used to come out quite a bit back in the day, but it just won't work nowadays. Everybody's way too afraid of offending somebody from this side or that side or up there or down there or somewhere. Everybody's just too afraid of all that to actually make something that's just saying, hey, you know what? You're all got some dumbass shit going on in your belief system. Let's step back for a minute and just laugh at it. And a lot of people nowadays are unable to do that. And unfortunately, that's what this movie is asking you, the viewer, to do. Step back. Look at your beliefs. Every belief system out there has something about it that even the believers would have to look at and say, that's a little off. And that's what this movie does. It looks at everything, everyone, both sides, all sides, and just says, ha, Look at that. You're all fucking idiots. And I found humor in that. There are some views expressed in this movie, though while they are on the extreme side, that I do agree with. And the movie made fun of them. But that's okay. I mean, I can laugh at it. If you can't laugh at yourself, then you have absolutely no right to laugh at anybody else in this fucking world. I've heard a lot of people talking about that this movie is leftist, or it's rightist, or it's just whatever. But it's not. It's not either. It's nobody. It does not take a political stance for one side or the other. It's open season. It fucks with both sides. It looks at the extreme views on both sides and just says, come on guys, look, even you guys, look at this. Look at this. Come on. And it has a good time with it. It doesn't take it too serious. The movie is fun. But I just kind of feel like nowadays, people are kind of allergic to fun in some cases. I mean, it's all good and great if what you're viewing, the entertainment you're taking in, is siding with everything that you believe. But as soon as it tries to turn around and poke the finger at you for a moment, oh, fuck no, fuck off, motherfucker, you're going down! And to me, that's just no way to live. I mean, come on, you gotta be able to look in the mirror and say, look at this goofy looking motherfucker. So yeah, I mean, that's the tone of the movie, and that's the big problem here. That's what everybody's had an issue with. I won't beat a dead horse on the subject anymore. I mean, I think I've expressed what I thought of the movie's tone and what's going on here and why there's been such a hubbub about the whole thing. But there is more to the movie than just that tone. The movie is a dark comedy, like really dark comedy. This isn't slapstick Dumb and Dumber comedy. This is some dark ass comedy, but that's some of the best kind sometimes, and this one is funny as hell. Not every single joke lands, but the vast majority of them do, if you're inclined to be able to look at the world and have a chuckle. The performances as a whole are all really good. Nobody's doing a bad job here. They're all exaggerated and over the top, given what I explained a few minutes ago, but given the world that this takes place in, they all fit and everybody does a really good job. There's two standouts here. One being Betty Gilpin, who plays a character whose facial expressions are worth the price of admission alone. And the other one, I'm not gonna say because the movie clearly doesn't want to lead on to who it is until it's ready. However, if you've seen the trailer, you know who this character is. It's the most well-known actor in the movie. This particular actor does do a really good job here, and I like the role she was playing, and it seemed like she was having a good time with it. And that's what it seems like with everybody here on screen. They're all having a great time lampooning all this ridiculousness. And it is kind of sad when you see this passion and glee on screen and people just aren't receiving it the way it was meant to be. But either way, all the performances are really good here and there's not any disappointments. The story moves at a really brisk clip and never gets boring. It also does a really good job in the first third of the film of toying with your expectations of what it's going to be. There's more going on here than you know, and the movie actually ends up having more brains than you would think as well. I mean, it's not the deepest story ever told or anything, but it is much deeper than you're initially led on to believe. And after navigating my way through the story and arriving at the climax, I found myself very satisfied with where the story ended. So while this may not be the deepest story ever, it is very entertaining and absolutely never boring. From a technical standpoint, the movie's in really good shape too. There's a fair amount of action in this movie and it's all shot really well. It's not a bunch of shaky cam shit all over the place. They take some wide shots and you get to see what's happening in all its violent glory. Speaking of that violence, this movie is really fucking violent at times. Like, they do not shy away from the gore at all. If you're a gore hound, you're gonna find something to like here. Now, they do use a fair amount of CGI gore and not as much practical as I would like, but there is some practical in there and it looks really good. But even though they do use a fair amount of that CGI gore, it all looks really good as well. It never detracts from the experience and the special effects as a whole are all done really well. Guys, I don't care what anybody says, I had a really good time with The Hunt. It is a ridiculously violent, darkly funny, biting satirical look at the world that we live in now. If you're able to look in the mirror and laugh at your own belief system for some of its ridiculous aspects every now and then, I think you'll have a good time here. Regardless of what anybody says, the movie does not take a stance for either side. It gets its jabs in on everybody. And they're all funny as hell, and not just the ones that I don't agree with. So pull the stick out of your ass and watch the damn movie. It's a good time, it's fun, it's not meant to be taken too seriously, and it's absolutely worth a rent. I know there's going to be some of you out there that have a little bit more radical views on politics than myself. And you're going to look at this movie and say, oh no, it takes this side. But no, for a second, just step back and look. It does not take either side. It takes some low blows to both sides equally. If you can see that and just enjoy the movie for what it is, entertainment, then you'll have a good time with this one. So there it is, guys, my review of The Hunt. Can't wait to see the comment section for this one. If you enjoyed and want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and help my little channel grow. If you liked what I had to say, give me a thumbs up. If not, let me know in the comments below why. And as always, stay sexy, Cincinnati.
All right, most people. You're in the glorious state of Arkansas, sweetheart. Is there anything else I can do?
There's a lot of funny parts in this movie, but there is one in particular that I just kind of couldn't stop laughing at. It's in the first half of the movie, and it's when one of the characters goes to a convenience store and tries to buy something. Now, upon purchase, the character figures out everything is not as it seems and takes actions into their own hands. While avoiding spoilers altogether, what the character says, I don't know why, I just found that shit funny as hell. You fucked up, bitch! That shit was funny, so I don't know why. I mean, looking back, yeah, it was humorous, but I don't know if it was as funny as I thought it was. I probably laughed entirely too much at that scene. There may be something wrong with me. Yep, definitely. Oh well.